All right, we're back. We have the Firewood Bundler 2.0. We have listened to your guys' comments and made a bunch of modifications to it. Some good ideas, some decent ideas, some not so great ideas, but took all of them into consideration and did the ones that were needing to be done. We took the plastic washers that were used to shim up the space between this arm and the center carriage and replaced them with metal washers. And we also greased in between each washer before we put them on there. And we also took red grease, just regular grease, and heavy duty, light duty, whatever, and put it on all the surfaces that pretty much rub. So that should help cut down on the friction some. So let's load this puppy up and see how she works. So this is the first time this will be getting ran. I haven't used this yet since we did the work to it. So we'll see how we did. I might have to move this carriage in a little bit, noticing that because we shortened the thickness of this piece of wood, that wood doesn't sit in as much, but loosen some screws, slide it out a little bit, no big deal at all. Throw some nice kindling pieces in here for the customers. Another piece up on top there. All we do is take this, wrap it around one of our logs. How did I do this last time? I think, yeah, I went down. Yeah. Way less effort involved. The tension system I have to make a little better as far as how much tension is on the bundle, but that's just increasing the diameter of this here and putting more resistance on it. But it's a lot more controlled. I could weight the bottom. It's on uneven ground, that's why it's a little kind of tippy, but I would say it's a night and day difference compared to how it was before. And then you just push this to the side, pop our bundle out, stack it on the side, and we move on to the next one. So we'll fix the tension issue right now. We'll take this off and we will add something else to that. Probably gonna have to be tape. Even if there's some sandpaper in there, give it some more friction. Before I had duct tape on here and it worked pretty good, but once it rained, the duct tape kind of came off. So just need to increase the drag on this. I have it so I can wrap pretty much on this side because this roll isn't the same size as this. Like pretty much you need two of these almost to kind of make this work. And we could use two of these, but we'd use a lot more shrink wrap per bundle, and that's just cutting into cost and productivity. So we'll just stick to one. So I like to be able to have it over here, wrap it a couple times, and then slide it down so you get pretty much the whole diameter wrapped because we're using smaller shrink wrap here. Otherwise, I would just have it stationary and just wrap it in the same location every single time, right in the middle. But that's the idea behind that. So let's grab something and throw in here. That way it kind of binds that up a little bit and gives it some drag. That way we can have some tension. Alright, so just for demonstration purposes, we're just going to put a couple pieces of sandpaper in here. This will kind of just get us by for now, give us some quick tension. Temporary solution, but it'll work. So we're just going to take our roll, pop a piece of sandpaper in there. Probably put 2 in there. See how much drag that gives us. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. It's a temporary solution. They'll probably pop out from being slid side to side, but for right now, it'll give us some quick tension, and we'll have tighter bundles. That's really what we want right now. So put this screw back in. This is just the bump stock. It's how far it can slide down. So now that we have that taken care of, we can take it, wrap our piece of wood. Now you see we're getting a lot better tension on this. A little friction goes a long way. So we do about 3 wraps on the one side, and then we shift it down. It's staying perfect. This thing's working so good right now. Just pull, rip. We got a nice tight bundle. You can see when it's stretched like that, that's how you want it. If you don't see the plastic wrap stretched and pulled, you're gonna have issues and it's gonna be loose bundles. So first couple ones were loose, so now we don't have to worry about that anymore. Just when we replace the plastic wrap, we will use the same method, just a couple pieces of Dollar Tree sandpaper, just to give us a little bit of resistance. A lot of people like have this, like I said, in a fixed position, and they use like a tensioning system, like a bolt, and the mount in a spring and a big washer, and how much it's pushed against like this end like determines how much tension's on it. I don't know. It works for that kind of thing, but in this instance it wouldn't work. Slide the plastic wrap down. We are going to switch to a different type of plastic wrap, something bigger. We need to cut cost down on plastic wrap. I'll be honest with you guys, plastic wrap's costing me $10 a roll plus tax. So it's really cutting into profits when I sell a bundle for $5. So pretty much I wrap 2 bundles with plastic wrap, and the $10 more or less pays for 2 rolls of this, and I can pretty much get a bunch done, but still it's, I don't know, an expense. This is a lot more controlled, a lot less strain on the body. And now I can put a motor on this. A lot of people were commenting I need to put a hand crank and a bike pedal like system kind of thing on it someday, but I don't know how to weld. I don't have a welder. I want to get one from Harbor Freight and try and learn, but for now this works and is a quick, simple solution for something I would normally have to pay $1,000 for, if not more, to have something like this. This was built completely out of scrap wood. I first designed it as a bundler that could just be more or less have wood set into it, just call them goalposts, 2 football goalposts, pretty much, you know, look like this. And then you had to manually wrap around with a roll, which was kind of straining on the back and a lot of bending over. And I had a couple car accidents, unfortunately. Lady didn't have a license, ran a roundabout, hit my vehicle in the roundabout at like 35 miles an hour, didn't even slow down, and messed my back and my neck up pretty good. So I try to minimize bending as much as possible, because I'm already doing firewood, which is probably not the best activity for someone who's got spinal injuries, but you know, we do what we can. So and a lot of people say, oh, minimize bending, he's lazy. Well, clearly you guys have never worked, you know, super hard or had spinal injuries. Like, it's can be a real pain in the butt. Looks like this is binding up. Pull the sheet out of here. There we go. Oh, it's getting curled up. That's what's happening. Again, this is just a temporary solution to creating some temporary friction. So it'll work for now. Yeah, we'll figure something else out with that. But for now, it'll work. It's binding up a little bit, as you can see, but nice tight bundle's a good thing. It worked good at first, now it's kind of giving some issues. Well, we're almost at the end of the roll too, so that's the thing. Nice tight wrap. You see the stretching I was talking about? The wood is in there where if you held it up and shook it, pieces aren't going to fall out. That's how tight it is. So, alright, we'll keep going. We're going to have to change the wrap out soon. And I'm probably going to take something else and put in between there to give us some friction. Duct tape worked really good, but after it got rained out, the adhesive came off. That was about that. So this is all camp wood. All this is seasoned dry ash. It's all going to be burned outdoors. So a lot of people were saying, oh, you know, you don't want to be selling that wood, it's no good, or whatever, you know, whatever comment they were leaving that was more or less saying that, you know, oh, that's not good wood. Well, it's just ash. People are using it for campfires outside, and the people who are buying this are seasonal campers who come for parts of the year and stay in the area, more or less camp. These aren't people buying this to heat their homes with. People are buying this strictly just for outdoor purposes only. So dry ash works perfectly fine. We're going to add some more to this, so we'll take this roll off. Just slide this down. The inside of this is having issues. That's what's causing the problem. Gotta figure out something else besides plastic wrap for the center carriage. Let's see here. Almost if we just use this wrapper that came off of it. That might work. It'll work for a bit, and that's all we need it to. And we'll figure out something more permanent for that problem, tensioning system. But for now, just need a little friction. Oh, we never put our bump stop back down. Otherwise it'll roll right back off the edge of that. Put this sucker back in there. Oh, good to go. This one's got really kind of too much wrap because I tried to finish it off with the last roll and didn't have enough. So I added extra, so that's why that one's got more wrap than the rest of them. But we're going to start counting our wraps and figure out a good, reasonable amount of wraps. I think that's one of the reasons the video went so viral with 2.4 million views, was because everyone was mainly complaining about the plastic wrap. Everyone's gripe seems to be that, oh, plastic, I hate it. I get that. You have to also assume that not everyone that's burning firewood and has plastic wrap on their firewood is just going to throw it in the fire. I mean, people will get drunk and do dumb things, but if someone's smart and conscientious, they're going to put it in the recycle bin with the plastic bottles. People use plastic bottles on a daily basis that complain about the same issue. The same people that complain about having plastic wrap on firewood bundles are typing negative comments on a plastic phone or a plastic keyboard on a computer or some type of plastic device in their house. Their TV's plastic. Everything in our lives is plastic nowadays. So I get the let's watch out for the environment and let's not be burning plastic wrap. I could totally understand that. But some people just take that a little bit to the extreme when it comes to being worried about the environment. If you recycle and take care of the plastic how it's supposed to be, it's going to end up back in a milk jug and sold pretty much back to her in a water bottle. That's pretty much where most of the recycled plastic goes, is those two things. I mean, there's a bunch of other things that they reuse plastic for, but it's going to get processed back into something else and sold as a consumer. Not everyone who's buying these bundles is just out here burning plastic. Having like oh, I don't like the environment, I'm just gonna burn this plastic. Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of funny. I'm all for not polluting, not littering, keeping firewood sustainable and renewable for future generations. Thankfully, it's one of the most renewable resources we have. As long as you replant, nature's really not going to have too much of a hiccup. And again, we're harvesting dead ash trees, so everything that you see pretty much on this channel is wood that's already been infected with the emerald ash borer, little nasty bug that came over from some foreign country. It was an order for Walmart or something, I believe it was, and they didn't check the load well enough, and there was bugs that got in there. Well, these bugs were the emerald ash borer, and these little puppies are some nasty mamma jammas. They came over here and infected every single ash tree pretty much in the United States. If you look at a map, they're about 90% of the way through, if not more, of every single state, more or less, in the United States. And in other countries, I know they're having the issue too. It's an invasive insect that's pretty much wiping out all of the ash trees. There are a few ways to try to prevent it. If you get a tree that's not infected early enough and you catch the infection, you're able to purchase pesticides and have pesticides and like more or less specific bug chemicals injected in the tree, so the tree has a chance of living and not dying from the insect. But that's thousands of dollars worth of money, and there's no guarantee that it works. Some of the injections are successful, some of them fail, and the tree pretty much has to get taken down regardless. So unfortunately, it's a problem that's can't be solved, and is so far past trying to solve. There's nothing we can do about it at this point. So every single piece of wood that's ash needs to be carefully watched, because at some point in the near future it's going to end up getting infected and wiping out native ash tree population. I'm also realizing a little bit of a drag with my finger actually too is helping a lot. So maybe we'll start doing that. Just dragging the thumb. Thanks everyone for watching and staying tuned and listening to my dumb self ramble and watching my lovely creations that I've made. Work smarter now, harder is the goal of this channel. If you can do it without having to break your back, why not? Right? You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Try to do 3 on each, but that one a little different. It's fine. Just the more tension, the less wrap we have to use. Another person commented that. I appreciate that. I realized that very quick. And if you have a tension good, you don't have to go through a bunch of wrap. Again, at $10 a roll, plastic wrap is not that cheap. Again, the tensioning system we'll figure out later on. It's a work in progress. For now, it works. I like at least 3 wraps. Like, you don't want to be carrying these things with 2 fingers across the campground and then bust open on you and you're sitting there like an idiot picking up all kinds of wood. Like, I don't know. That's the minimum I like to go. Hope everyone liked up that recent upload that I just did on shorts. The guy had the motorcycle trying to be slick and do all kinds of stunts on that stunt rig setup where you can do wheelies and stuff. He got his gonads caught in the bike wheel, and if you look, the wheel stops spinning and he gets himself stuck in there. So you can't tell if the screech is from the tires or from him, but it's probably from him. Imagine he's not going to be able to have children after that incident. Pretty funny video. People being not so smart when it comes to making decisions. You know, people will do what they do. Not everyone makes the best decisions. Okay, the tolerances are a lot tighter with this machine, where this isn't wobbling around as much. It's pretty well fixed. You want to use a bigger bolt for that center carriage section. That should give us a little more stability. But other than that, I'm happy with how it turned out. For just an idea, a couple days of planning, a little bit of drafting on some scrap paper, my idea. Applied it, put it down in real world circumstances, and created this thing. So, don't let anything hold you back. Don't let anyone tell you can't do stuff. I'm just some hillbilly living in the woods who likes to make random inventions. Alright, get a nice pile going. What was that? He even had his radio up. Yeah, since I tightened everything up, got the right washers where they gotta be, took out like the really small ones, kind of check the tolerances of everything, made it tighter. It's working a whole lot better than it did before. Every bundle's nice and tight, uniform and square, which is perfect. These bundles go to our roadside stand, and once in a while they go to a gas station or two. So we want our product to be nice and professional, neat and clean. You know, I think I'm even going to go the step further. In the very future here, probably in a day or so, if not today, another day. And I got some handles that I made up. I took some spare ratchet straps that I found that were people were going to throw away in a garbage can. Took them out, cut them into, 5-inch sections, just enough for a handle. And I'm just going to take a air stapler and staple handles on them, and hopefully that should boost the appearance of my bundles and give me the edge on everyone else, because no one else in our area is really doing that. I shrink wrap my bundles as well as a couple other people in the area, but I don't really know anyone currently that's doing the handles around me. Hopefully that should help out. We'll see. Some big chunks in there. Go. Spin this around. Yeah, I'm using a lot less arm energy and not going to throw my rotator cuff out, as some people commented, throwing that thing around the way I was doing. Now it's just way more under control. Hitting yourself with the arm. I whacked myself really good in the arm. This whole section here is turning blue and purple. And that's the whole reason I cut this arm down and made this a shorter throw like it is now, because it got me pretty good. Thing goes nice and smooth. Move it down. Perfect bundles every time. Seen a lot of videos out there recently of people making these homemade where you pretty much have to take the wrap yourself and roll around it. That's a good idea and all, but it's a lot of bending. Again, you got a bad back, up there in years, whatever the circumstance is. Less movement for people that have trouble movement and with movement is, really beneficial to them. And I hope that's what a lot of my watchers get out of these videos, is that, you can't do things the old-fashioned way if you really want. But take a little time, creative ideas, little money if you have to. In this circumstance, this was all made from scrap. I didn't go to the hardware store or the lumber yard and spend a bunch of money on materials for this. This was made completely free. I didn't spend a single dime making this. Had screws that I already had at the house. All the other wood was all scrap wood that was just laying around, that no one was doing anything with. I took it, repurposed it. That's a little far back. I want to give you guys a different angle. There we go.